So today we're going to talk about exfoliation. Is it good for your skin? And if it is, what should I be looking for and what should I avoid? Let's find out. Welcome back to Skin Obsessed Mary. Thank you so much for joining me today. So wanted to talk about exfoliation. There seems to be a lot of debate. There's a lot of, I think, confusion around it. I think people don't do it properly, but I guess the big question is, do we need to do this at all? The answer is yes, because our skin is constantly renewing itself. It is in a constant state of regeneration. And with that means new skin coming underneath, but that means you have to get rid of the dead stuff sitting on top. So you could spend loads of time and money on serums, lotions, all the good stuff, and it could actually really not even penetrate all of the dead skin cells that are left on your skin. So exfoliation is important, but the main thing is making sure that you do the right thing for your skin. So exfoliating will help unplug your pores. So that means that it causes less breakouts. It will also even out your skin tone, and it makes everything just smoother because all that dead stuff is gone. Because a lot of times the texture you get is just from dead skin cells sitting on the surface. With my hands. It will help your product absorb better. So if you've got a nice, clean, smooth surface, it helps all of the product to penetrate. And it also helps to minimize your pores. These are all really important things when it comes to taking care of the overall condition of our skin. So there are two primary types of exfoliants, right? There is physical and chemical, and we'll start with the physical first. And it is the trickiest one, and it is not for everyone. So physical means that you are manually dislodging the cells that are on the surface of your skin. And that usually requires tools. So you can use scrubs. It can be brushes like the Tonic and that sort of thing, loofahs, and even washcloths. Now, I would recommend that you use a washcloth absolutely every single day, because not only does that take the product off of your skin, the SPF and the makeup and all that stuff at the end of the day, but it also helps with sort of the second cleanse to get those dead skin cells off. So all of those things are helping to physically remove them from your skin. But like I said, they're not for everyone, and you have to be really careful. So people with sensitive skin, not recommended for, or people that have conditions like eczema or rosacea or dermatitis, because what it's going to do is really inflame your skin. It's going to irritate your skin. So it's best to stay away from those completely. I personally like a physical exfoliant because I don't have sensitive skin. So I like to use a physical scrub twice a week. You know, once or twice a week, kind of depends when I remember and whatnot. So there are two. There's one that I keep in my shower, which was one by Your Good Skin. And this is great because while it does have that physical exfoliation and you can feel it, it is just surrounded by nourishing textures. It has green tea, it does have vitamin C in it, but it's very soothing. It kind of lathers, it just feels really nice. So I probably do this once a week in the shower, and that's always there. And the second one I do is one that I do more for a mask, kind of when I'm not in the shower, not in a big hurry. And this one is made with black sugar. And the key to this is to apply it with, it's sort of a wet face, so my face is already damp, and you work it in ever so gently. So it's something that I use as a mask. I put it all on, I kind of rub it around, and then I sit for about 10 minutes while it just kind of soaks in. And what happens is my skin is just so squeaky clean, and not squeaky in a bad way, because squeaky actually generally isn't good, but it feels smooth. And that's why I like to use it in my routine, because I notice an instant change in the texture of my skin. So I like to do that once or twice a week. If I forget, no big whoop, because I'm actually using the second type, which is the chemical exfoliant, every day that I'm not using a physical. So the chemical exfoliants have a different job to do. And what they do is they break down the bonds that are in between the skin cells. So it's kind of eating away at it. So what it's doing is it's dislodging it on its own, so it's chemical. And then when you wash your face, it rinses off. So it's different from sort of that, manually rubbing it. It's doing all the work and at a chemical level. And I use them every day. And I think that's important too, again, to add this step in. Now I use two different products. I use a Lactic and I use a glycolic. And I alternate them because basically one is just stronger than the other. The one that I use for a Lactic is made by The Ordinary, and it is their 10% lactic with hyaluronic acid. And I will use this one day, but it's made of a bigger molecule, which means it doesn't penetrate the skin as much, which is better for sensitive skin. So people who have a harder time sort of dealing with these kind of products, lactic acid is brilliant. And I've been using lactic acid for probably about 4 or 5 years. And then I stepped up very recently, I'd say within the last couple of months, to a glycolic. And now I alternate every other day. The glycolic is a 5% because it's a lot stronger, because the smaller molecules means that it seeps deeper into the skin. It's doing more of its job, but can be more irritating. It's a stronger acid. There are 2 products that I've been using. In fact, just started a brand new container of the Pixi, which is a cult classic. You put this on a pad and you wipe it all over. And I just finished up this and probably will repurchase. This is by Beauty Pie. It's their Dr. Glycolic. Both of these are 5% glycolic, and these have those little pads that you just kind of swipe all over, so they're dead convenient, and I really like that too. When I entered this into my routine about, I guess, 6 or 8 weeks ago, I did find a change pretty quickly in the brightness of my skin, and I did find that. So from now, I alternate 4 different types of products, 2 physical and 2 chemical, and they will do wonders for your skin. What I would recommend, if you're not using them now, is to introduce them very slowly. And if you have sort of sensitive skin, start with the Lactic. Go with this. The Ordinary, I think it costs about $8. It's really easy to get your hands on. And start it twice a week. And then if you find that you're tolerant, then start to build it up. And if you find you're still even more tolerant, then go in with a glycolic and see how that goes. Stay away from the physicals if you are in any way sensitive. Otherwise, I would seriously look into giving this a real place in your routine. Do it in the morning, do it before you put on any hydrating toners. The job is done, it's on your face, it's doing the work it's supposed to do. So if you liked what you saw, I hope you'll subscribe to my channel. I hope you'll give me a thumbs up and leave some comments down for me below. What kind of products are you using? Are you having any problems with it? If there's anything you think I should give a try, I'd really be interested in learning from you guys too. So thanks for your time, and I'll see you next week.